Thank you, Mr. President, and allow me to echo thanks and appreciation to all the interpreters and Merry Christmas to them all. Mr. President, the issue of autonomy in weapon systems presents serious questions for all of humanity. Will we prevent a future where people are processed and killed by machines? Will we ensure that people can control the weapon systems that they develop and use, require them to exert that control, and uphold the application of established legal rules and principles? And will we prevent an arms race and guard against the threats to peace and security that would come from further automating the use of violence? Over the course of these discussions at the CCW, the majority of states here have called for a mandate to begin negotiations on a legally binding instrument on autonomous weapon systems. That call is the result of 8 years of intensive discussions and is grounded in widespread recognition of the moral, legal, humanitarian and security risks posed by autonomous weapon systems, and clarity over the solutions that the world urgently needs to safeguard our rights. Reflecting this, a way forward was initially proposed that recommended a mandate to negotiate an instrument. Within the space of a few days at the last GGE, a handful of states repeatedly took the floor to suppress any mention of the word negotiate. Subsequent proposals were also rejected until the GGE could not propose a way forward at all. In the following days, a small group of states met behind closed doors, culminating in a further diminishing of the mandate proposal. This was not a solution to the problems faced by the GGE. It was an acceptance of defeat. Mr. President, this mandate falls drastically short of the response that we need and does not reflect the will of the vast majority of states, nor of civil society, nor of international public opinion. We should recognise from the experience of these discussions that it represents a road to nowhere. It was suggested yesterday that this proposal might make all states equally unhappy. In reality, this proposal sits comfortably with a handful of states whose continued intention is to maintain a perpetual stranglehold over the progress here at the CCW and to halt global movement towards protecting our rights, our dignities, through new law to ensure meaningful human control over the use of force. Mr. President, let me be clear. This mandate is a disgraceful representation of all of the hard work that has been done this year to make progress. It is a failure of multilateralism as a response to the clear and present dangers posed by autonomy in weapon systems. It has been said many times in this room that the CCW is the appropriate forum to deal with this issue, that we need the highly militarized states in the conversation. Yet this mandate demonstrates the exact opposite. Those states have shown us that they have no intention of moving forward, and they insist on the CCW exactly because it gives them a veto over progress. Because of them, the CCW has failed to deliver, and the serious work towards a legal instrument addressing autonomy in weapon systems will now have to happen elsewhere. Over the last 2 years, Mr. President, we have seen a clear transformation within this conversation towards a shared sense of how that instrument should be structured through a combination of prohibitions and regulations. And we recognise that this transformation has come about because of many delegations in this room working together with their colleagues and have put in a great deal of hard work. We want to acknowledge and express our gratitude and appreciation for their work. As we go forward, we will continue to organise and work towards achieving the outcome that society needs. To attain this, we need a process that is open to all, but where an intransigent minority cannot block progress. Rather than lowering our aspirations, we need the ambition to start a process that can respond to the ethical, legal and humanitarian challenges that we all face. As we draw this year to a close, we will look forward to 2022, when we will work in partnership with all committed states towards the development of a legal instrument on autonomy in weapon systems, and states should feel confident that outside this room, the majority of public opinion, experts in artificial intelligence and technology, researchers and academics, faith leaders from all around the world, and the UN Secretary General will all be with us in this process. After a decade in which international norms and standards have been under strain, we need to have confidence in norm building and standard setting to protect civilian populations, to reject digital dehumanization, and to ensure a world in which technology is developed and used to promote peace, justice, human rights, equality and respect for the law. The Stop Killer Robots campaign will continue to grow in strength worldwide, and we look forward to working with all states here that, like us, are confident and determined to succeed in providing solutions to the challenges we all face. Thank you, Mr. President.
Je remercie le représentant de la campagne To Stop Killer Robots.